welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 1055, shortest way to form string. This is yet again another Google question, and I know you guys really like these, so why not help me out and leave a like and a comment on the video, because it will boost me in the YouTube algorithm. Alright, a subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some, which or can be none, of the characters without disturbing the relative positions of the remaining characters, i.e. ACE is a subsequence of ABCDE, while AEC is not. Given two strings, source and target, return the minimum number of subsequences of source such that their concatenation equals target. If the task is impossible, return -1. Let's look at a basic example here, where we have our source string, which is ABC, and we have our target, which is ABCBC. So obviously all of the characters in target are actually in our source. So what we could do is we could just take them individually, right? We could take one A, we could take both B's individually, and then we could take both C's individually, right? And this would obviously be length 5 because we're just taking one character at a time. But we're asked to find the shortest sequence. So what you notice is that actually ABC is this string here, right? So we can just take ABC directly, and that just leaves BC to deal with. And now obviously we have ABC, and BC is a subsequence of ABC, and we can just yank it directly and form the rest that we need, right? This BC part. So we would have basically a solution of 2. So that's the general gist of how we want to approach this. We basically want to go with a greedy approach and match as many characters as we can, and then when we have to make matches which are, I guess, suboptimal in that maybe we just need one character or two characters at a time, we do that. But essentially, we want to match as many as we can. Obviously, if there's a character in target that doesn't exist in source, then it's not going to be possible, and we just want to return -1. But we'll deal with that actually when we get to the code, and we can think about how we want to handle that. So let's now actually go to the code editor and type this up, right? The general intuition is that we want to match as many characters as we can from the source into our target. So we'll traverse over our target here from left to right, and as we're traversing through, we're going to try to match as many from the source as possible. And essentially we're just going to go over the source from left to right, and then once we've exhausted it, what we're going to do is we're basically just going to reset our source, and we're going to try to start matching it again until we either get to the end of target and we've matched everything and we can return our answer, which will be the minimum, or we can't actually form the string and we'll just return -1. So that's enough talking. Let's now go to the code editor and actually type this up. It's a relatively simple problem, which is surprising given that it's Google. Okay, we're back in the code editor. Let's type this up. So I told you that we need to go from left to right over our target string. So let's actually define a variable to keep track of our index. So we're going to say target index, and we're also going to define a variable to keep track of our result here. So we're going to say res, and these are both going to be initialized to 0. Now what we need to do is we actually need to loop over our target string from left to right. So we're going to say while the target index is actually less than the length of target. What we're going to do here is we need to keep track of the previous start for our index. And the reason for this is basically, remember that we can actually get through our entire string for S, which is our search source, and we may need to actually reset it. If after we reset it, we actually didn't move our T pointer up at all, that means that we actually couldn't find that character, right? So say, for example, if the target is like ABCD and our search source is ABC, right? If we're looking for this D character, it doesn't matter how many times we go through our search source, we will never find it because it doesn't exist. So after going through our entire search source, if our pointer for the target index hasn't actually moved, then that means that we couldn't actually find it, because if it does find it, then we move the target pointer up and try to match the next character. So obviously if we go through this iteration one time and we haven't actually moved it, therefore the character doesn't exist, and we should just return -1. So we need to keep track of the previous index when we actually entered this loop here. So that way, when we finish going through our source, if we don't find it, then we know we have to return -1 here because it's actually impossible to find it. So we're going to say prev t index is just going to equal whatever the last target index was, right? Now what we're going to do is we need to actually go through our index for the sources, right? So we're going to say for I in, we can actually say for I char in range. Actually, we can just do char, right? For char in range, what am I doing? For char in source, sorry. I did it with indexes the first time, but I realized you can improve it. So we're going to say for char in source, we're going to say as long as, you know, we need to match with a T character, right? And if we match, then we're going to move the T index forward, but we also need to make sure that our T index actually is still within the bounds. So we need to check if target is actually less than target index. If the target index is actually less than the length of target, and we actually have a match on those two characters. So we're going to say the char equals to, oh, actually we don't need the index. If the char equals target of whatever our current target index is, then we know that we've actually found a match for that character in target. So we can actually just move our target index up by 1, right? And this is going to run for all of the characters in source. Now, remember I told you that we actually need to check whether or not we were able to move our target pointer up. And remember, if we weren't able to move it, that means that the character doesn't exist in the source. Therefore, we'll never match it. So we're going to say if the target index actually equals the previous target index, then we want to return -1 because we won't be able to find an answer. Otherwise, that means that we did match it. And obviously, this is the part where it gets the greedy. So we're going to move our target index as much as we can within the source. And what we do here is we just simply increment our result by 1, because at the end of this, we'll have taken as much as we can, and then we just move on to the next portion where we try to start taking again. So while this while loop runs, what we're going to do is basically go through this entire process, right? And then when it breaks, all we need to do is simply return our result. And basically that's the solution. Let me just run it, make sure I didn't make any syntax mistakes in case misnamed something. It looks like it's fine. Let's now submit it and accept it. Perfect. So let's think about what the time and space complexity is. So for the time, obviously we're going over our target index. So let's say that that's going to be a big O of t time, because we obviously have to go over each character in the target index. For each character in the target index, we might have to also go over each character in the source string, right? So for that, it's going to be big O of s. So our final runtime complexity is going to be big O of t times s. For the space complexity, as you can see, we don't actually define any extra data structures here, right? We have these two pointers. Well, we have our result and we have our target pointer, and then we also have this pointer that we use to basically just go through the source, but that's not any extra space. So it's actually a constant space solution. So that is how you solve this problem. Shortest way to form string. Again, relatively simple question, given that it's a Google question. Pretty intuitive solution. I think it makes sense. It's not the craziest one, so I guess Google does show mercy on us mortals and doesn't just ask crazy dynamic programming questions. Here's your video. So if you enjoyed this, why not leave it a like and a comment? It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to help the channel grow, why not drop a subscription? If you want to join a Discord community where you can chat with like-minded people about all things FAANG, interviews, you can have your resume reviewed by me, you can ask for referrals. If that sounds interesting to you, join the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.